So now we have a game that moves the ball back and forth. If we press play, we'll see what happens here. So it doesn't really even see that the paddle is there. What we're trying to do is to make this game a little more interesting. So first of all, we have to do something if it's sensing the paddle. So here it says if touching sprite 1, then, so let's say we want it to point in the opposite direction. So we'll go over here and we'll move it point in direction. Here we see it's point in 90, so we want to change it to -90. Now let's see what happens now. Okay, so now it hits the paddle and it bounces off and goes back and forth. The play is very slow, it's very predictable, not too much fun. Let's see if we can make this a little more random to make the bouncing of the ball a little more realistic and a little more interesting. So in order to do that, we need to think a little bit about how Scratch thinks about directions. So directions in Scratch, just like on a compass, starts at 0 degrees, goes to 90, 180, and either -90 or 270. If you're going around on a regular compass, it goes this way and it goes from 0 all the way back up to 360, which is the same as 0. Scratch thinks of directions either in those normal degrees, 0 to 360, or 90 to 180, and 0 through -90 to 180. It understands either one. So let's say we have the compass with 360 degrees on it. And let's say there's your paddle. Now, if the ball is coming at the paddle, what would be a realistic bounce that would be kind of random but would be kind of fun? So let's say it's probably not going to bounce off right off of 360, but let's say it would bounce off maybe 30 degrees this way, so 330. And how about the bottom range? If it's going to be 30 less than 360, then maybe the other one should be 30 more than 180. So next thing is, if it bounces off somewhere in this range, that'd be kind of realistic and random. So at the top, 330, that's the same as 360 minus 30. And at the bottom, you find the degrees. That would be 210, which is 180 plus 30. And so if the ball is coming at the paddle, it's going to bounce off somewhere in that yellow range. That's the ideal. So let's see if we can make that happen. So if we go back to the project, it's pointing in this direction, right? So what we want is more randomization. So let's go over here to the green operators block. And the operators block is where all the math stuff is kept. And you have plus, minus, multiplication, division, pick random, less than, equal, greater than, and, or not, and then a variety of other options that help you put words together or do some other advanced math functions. So you'll notice this block is oval, and the hole right here is oval. It lights up, you drop it, it's a perfect fit. So instead of pointing in direction -90, we could have it pick a random direction somewhere between, what were the numbers we said? 210 to 330. So I could click over here on this other one, but a pro tip is you could also tab over to the next open field. 330. So now let's see how that works. So now you can move around and the ball bounces off in a less predictable way. If we speed it up, that even makes more sense of what a Pong game would look like. So now it gives it a little more challenge, a little more fun. That's how to make the ball move in a random direction. All right, thank you.